Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic Hypersonic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk about the latest episode of My Adventures with Superman. It was called The Death of Clark Kent, and as it starts, it picks up right where last week left off, as Brainiac attaches a memory thing to Superman's head that allows him to see and interact with Superman's memories, because he wants to find Superman's weakness and kill him so that he can take over his body. Meanwhile, in space, Kara and Jimmy reconnect, and Jimmy introduces her to Lois, at which point Lois notes that Kara is the one who kidnapped Clark. Kara, in turn, recognizes Lois as being from Clark's memories, and she explains that she thinks that Brainiac must be malfunctioning because of what he did to all the worlds. While that's happening, Brainiac is putting Superman through his paces against various enemies in his memories, and he eventually realizes that Superman is very protective of Lois and Jimmy. Kara, Jimmy, and Lois devise a plan to get onto the ship undetected so that Clark can be rescued, but when Jimmy asks Kara what she'll do after, she doesn't seem to know because all she's ever known is being a warrior for the Empire. Once they actually board the ship and go about their mission to rescue Clark, Kara almost expresses great affection for Jimmy but chickens out. Brainiac cycles Clark through various memories where he felt rejected or betrayed by Lois and Jimmy, and he tries to get Clark to believe that his affection for his friends makes him weak, but Clark pushes back against that notion. Kara confronts Brainiac about his behavior, and he doesn't like it. In fact, he explains that he found the worlds that she found for the Empire to be unworthy, and made her destroy them by force when she refused to do so upon his orders, and that he's going to use KAL-EL to further his plans, which Kara says she won't let him do. When Superman realizes that Brainiac is manipulating his memories to show him things that didn't happen, he fights back even harder than before and manages to break free of Brainiac's control and show Brainiac his actual memories for a moment, before Brainiac is able to regain control and make him believe that Lois rejected him over and over, until he finally replays for him the memory of Lois breaking up with him. But Clark rallies once again to try to get Brainiac out of his head. Simultaneously, Kara and Brainiac fight each other, and she does manage to get him down, but not before Brainiac was able to transfer his consciousness into Superman, much to Lois's horror. And when he goes to attack Lois and Jimmy, Kara stands in his way and they fight some more. When Jimmy tries to use the kryptonite from last week to force Brainiac out of Superman's body, Brainiac blows he, Lois, and Kara out into space and takes off in his ship. Jimmy, Lois, and Kara are then rescued by Mala and Brain on the Starlab ship, before Lois puts on one of the Kryptonian mind things, saying that she's going after Clark, at which point she collapses. So I like this episode quite a bit, mostly because Michael Emerson is really, really good in the part of Brainiac. He's just an awesome actor, and he's great at being menacing, which I was noting last week. And he just does more of that again this week, and it's just awesome. Additionally, we got to see Superman fight back against this notion that his love for his friends makes him weak, which is something that, is thrown at Superman and other heroes, sometimes Spider-Man, time and time again, because villains misunderstand how, love and friendship work. And so it was great to see, Superman push back against that yet again in this version of the character, though he doesn't end up succeeding, I guess, because Brainiac takes him over. But of course, that's just to create conflict for the final 2 episodes of the season. Another thing I liked about it was Kara. I'm a big fan of Supergirl, and it was great to see Kara finally come all the way around and realize that what Brainiac's been doing is just wrong, and she fights him head on, risking her own life to save KAL-EL and to save Lois and Jimmy at the end. Though again, she wasn't exactly successful because Brainiac in Superman's body gets away, although doesn't kill them. So I guess maybe some affection for her is still in there. In fact, he says that earlier, that even though he's on a singular mission, he does still feel affection for her, and he has to try to push it down in order to put the Empire first. So maybe that explains why he blew them out of the ship instead of killing them. And by them, I guess I mean Kara, and then Jimmy and Lois were sort of just collateral with that. They went because it became a vacuum. So I think that might be the key to his undoing in the end, but we shall see. Of course, Kal-El is probably still in there as well, aka Superman, aka Clark, and that's probably going to play a part in it also, when he's ultimately defeated and kicked out of Superman's body. But yeah, I liked that we got to see Kara, be Supergirl basically for the first time. And I like that there's a budding relationship between her and Jimmy, even though he still needs to come clean that he's not the ruler of the earth, which he never said he was, but she thinks he is, and he has not disabused her of this notion, and he needs to do that. So that's going to be funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the last 2 episodes of the season. I'm going to get out of here for now, but I will be back to do a breakdown and review of next week's episode once it's released. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.